Welcome to More Organised, Less Clutter, a podcast to empower individuals and neurodivergent families with practical, realistic tools to create a more organised, sensory-friendly, clutter-free and intentional home that works with your lifestyle and brain, not against it. I'm Narelle King, a professional organiser and neurodivergent mum who understands the unique challenges of family life. I help people just like you simplify your space, build sustainable organisational systems, and create more breathing room physically and mentally. Every fortnight, you'll hear solo episodes and guest conversations filled with practical strategies on decluttering, home organisation, routines for neurodivergent families, mindful living, and how to build a home that feels safe, calm and functional. You'll walk away with actionable takeaways you can implement even if you only have 10 minutes to spare. What if the easiest way to feel lighter at home isn't buying more storage, but owning less of what you don't use? Today, we're getting honest about everyday items that quietly steal our space, our time, and our energy. And as a sustainable, focused professional organiser, I'm sharing the things you'll never find in my home and why. And from extra takeaway container lids and duplicate kitchen tools, I'm diving into the hidden costs of keeping them and the simple and sustainable alternatives that actually work. If you're ready to clear the noise, make room for what you use and love, and stop clutter at the door, this episode is for you. Let's jump into this More Organised, Less Clutter solo episode. Today I'm going to share the intentional choices I make at home as a sustainable focused professional organiser. I'm going to be sharing about those clutter culprits that I have taken out of my home and don't allow them in, and this helps to reduce clutter. And then some of the other things I use instead, or also these small shifts to reduce waste. They not only save time and make life easier, it also helps to reduce overwhelm because I'm not saving something just in case. And especially those freebies, they're the ones that maybe go unnoticed at the start. So I've got 9 different things that you are not going to find in my home, and also give you an explanation as to why. So my first one is extra takeaway container lids. So without the matching bases, they are gone. So having orphan lids, it just feels chaotic. There's too many of them. And generally I find there's more lids than bases. So I would every now and then match them up if I'm going to keep them and make sure I just have the same amount of lids as the same amount of bases. And I only keep those complete sets, and sometimes I can store them nested, but generally I have them, the lids side by side, so you can count them and count the containers. Like that's how many we usually have in our home. So a quick action for you is to first of all remove any of the cracked lids, and then set a maximum container amount for yourself and count those lids in correspondence to the amount of bases that you have. Number 2 is the duplicates of kitchen tools. And if we have doubles and multiples, it's taking up more space. And it also just slows down trying to find things because you've got more items to go through to find what you're looking for. So what do I do instead? I only choose a high quality version of each tool because I don't want to have that spatula that I only want the nice one or the one I really like, and the other ones are sitting there but we never really use them. So quick action for you is to lay out all of your kitchen tools, and if there's any duplicates, put your favourites to the side and then maybe donate the rest. Number 3 is torn tea towels. So worn textiles is not going to perform as well, and it's going to just clutter up your drawers. And you're probably going to go towards one that doesn't have holes in it before the ones with holes. So what do you do instead? I actually cut mine up into cleaning rags. I store them in a dedicated rags section underneath my sink. And some of them I even send out to my husband to the shed. And otherwise they go into apparel, the recycling textile place here in Australia. So my quick action is to get out all your tea towels, allocate the ones that have holes or rips, and place them into your rag section. Set aside a container to put them in, and that then provides you with a boundary, and send the rest to apparel. Number 4 item you will not find in my home is free promotional items, such as like plastic cups, stress balls, wristbands, drink bottles. These items are generally things you're not going to use. They're going to become clutter because maybe they're also a lower quality and you've got a better version that you'd use first of all. So an action for you is maybe thinking about creating a no freebies rule for yourself, and also going through your cupboards and donating any of the reusable items that you haven't used but somebody else could potentially use. And then recycle, where possible, any of the other items. Number 5 rule for myself is broken electricals, because they're hazardous. It also takes up space in your home and will then create decision fatigue. A quick action for you is to either schedule repair of your items. So you could even look at a local men's shed that has options for dropping off things to be fixed, or it could be then an e-waste drop-off place because it can't be repaired. If you're going to have an area for fixing things, maybe allocate a container and also give yourself a deadline, whether it's a week, 2 weeks, or a month. Number 6 is unread supermarket recipe magazines, or even just magazines that you pick up that are free from some of the department stores. This is paper clutter, and it just piles up really fast. And generally, most recipes are online, so you can just go and look them up. When these magazines come into my home, I will flick through them or rip out things that I liked the look of, maybe for inspiration, and then I'll only keep it if we make it and we like it. Otherwise, it just gets thrown out. And I found that I'll scan the recipe and then I can save it on an app, or just have the photo on my phone and save it into my folder with recipes. So set yourself a read limit. So it might be a 7-day rule where if the magazine hasn't been read within 7 days, it goes into the recycle, or just don't bring them home. Number 7 rule that I have is clothes that don't fit right now, they are gone. This is because they drain your energy, because I need to find somewhere to store them. I need to remember where they are, and then they just take up wardrobe space. So I only keep what fits and what flatters and what suits my lifestyle right now. The only thing that I do store in varied sizes are bras, because they are so expensive and I just seem to change between a few sizes. So I have got a small collection of those, but they don't take up very much space. So a quick action for you could be to donate, sell, or repair and let those things move on that do not fit you anymore. Number 8 thing that you will not find in my house is a single-use kitchen gadget. Like, for example, an egg separator, or one of those zucchini graters that literally only does zucchini. It really does just take up space, and it's one thing that it's doing, whereas we can usually find something, a multi-purpose tool, and it can then do several things. For example, I have my Thermomix, which does so many different things in my kitchen, and I've been able to let go of a lot of other things. I also have a slow cooker and pressure cooker, which also doubles as my rice cooker, and both of those either dice, mix, or steam or cook, and that is all I need within my home. A quick action for you is to box up any of those single-use gadgets, and if you don't use them within the next, say, 30 days, 60 days, that's when you let them go. My final item that we don't have in our home is hotel toiletries. These little tiny packages seem to take up so much space. They multiply really quickly and then they just sit there unused. I actually use refillable bottles and they're permanently in my toilet bag and they're ready to go. I usually then donate those sealed mini toiletries to some of the shelters here in Geelong. So a quick action for you is to keep one small travel set and give or recycle the rest responsibly. These things that I do have only come about because of a mindset shift that has really helped. So it's like best, favorite, or functional. Beat just in case. There is no just in case in our home. There's no items stored in our home just in case. One in and one out is a simple rule that can also maintain balance and intentional intake. So declining before it even comes in the door is the easiest way of organising. So a quick recap on some of those quick actions is match up your lids to bases and recycle or bin the leftovers, the orphans. Choose one best tool per category. Put your torn tea towels into rags and set yourself a rag limit. Say no thanks to freebies. Book an e-waste drop-off or take them to your local council drop-off. Recycle unused magazines and save only the recipes that you've enjoyed cooking. Remove non-fitting clothing from your main wardrobe. Box those single-use gadgets and set yourself a day. And that's when, if you haven't used them, let them go. And then set up a one travel-sized kit and donate all the extras. A couple of donation and sustainable tips to think about textiles, cutting it up to rags, or then looking for your own local textile recycling. E-waste, look for a council e-waste day, or maybe they have an actual place that you can drop them off to. Plastics and containers. Check your local recycling numbers and avoid that wish recycling. So thinking, oh, I can recycle that, but maybe in your area they don't. In our area, our plastic recycling is 1, 2, and 5. So if it has those numbers on the back, they're the ones that we can recycle. I've actually put a label next to our bin to remind my whole family of what ones that they can recycle, and the ones that don't have those numbers need to go into the rubbish. With toiletries, some shelters will accept the really small ones, but just check first before you drop them off to them. And then when it comes to your kitchen tools and clothes, an op shop, or list them on a community Facebook group for someone else who may love to take those items from you. So what's one of those items that you'd never find in my home that you're ready to release this week? Send me a message because I'd love to hear and be able to cheer you on. Thanks for listening to More Organised, Less Clutter. Are you struggling to find ingredients to put a meal together? It's time to bring ease and order to your kitchen space with our free step-by-step pantry organisation guide. Our comprehensive guide walks you through each step to help you create a pantry that's both functional and organised. Head to simplyhappy.com.au to the resource tab to get instant access today. I'd like to acknowledge the Wathaurong people of the Kulin Nation on which this podcast is recorded as the traditional custodians of the land. I pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging.